space for us on a full-time basis. Lynn, can you pick up from your base in California and tell us now what we're seeing?
Well, Peter, we've just gotten past, obviously, the critical moment. This is the fireball. This is the catastrophic explosion engulfing the Challenger and the solid rockets. And I think in just a moment, you will see what we think there on the lower right of your screen appears to be Challenger's nose emerging from that big cloud, then falling into the ocean, our last view of Challenger. We have examined these tapes so many times, Peter, that we think we can at least try to pinpoint the sequence. At the right of your screen now, the solid rocket booster fizzling off into nowhere. Nowhere to go. It is controlled before launch, and it's meant, of course, to be attached to the shuttle and to the tank and to take them into orbit. But with that premature explosion, it has nowhere to go, and it's off into the ocean. And if I'm not mistaken, the next few frames will show us the crazy spinning of the two solid rocket boosters forming kind of an awkward Y-shaped as they each go off in kind of a cockeyed direction, obviously not where they're meant to be going at all. It looked to us, when we have screened this tape before, that the first flame appeared in between the external tank and the orbiter. Now that's the plume on the left. That's a little bit of the gas fuel for the fire, just the liquid hydrogen and oxygen burning off. There is where we thought we saw the first sign of flame. Actually, I think it was a little bit before this. Maybe we can go back and find that. In any event, this is the flame that is now going to ride up the external tank in between the tank and the orbiter, both of them extremely thin-skinned on purpose for weight reasons. They're not meant to withstand this kind of explosion, and obviously when that liquid hydrogen and oxygen gets near that kind of heat, boom, it just went in an instant. And no one I have talked to here on Earth believes that it happened in any more time than just an instant. The astronauts, the shuttle, simply did not have a chance. And in other words, to not put too fine a point on it, they didn't know it hit them. Absolutely not. I know that you and everybody were talking very hopefully for a while that perhaps those parachutes indicated they had gotten out. There really does not appear to be any way. That shuttle is simply not designed for that kind of explosion. Now, of course, the problem is what really happened. We can look at the sequence. We can pinpoint where we see the flames. What NASA has to do is figure out why. Peter, we've been talking to a number of people. There are a number of theories, all of them speculation. Let me run down a few of them for you, if I may. One possibility, perhaps one of the three main engines simply let go, causing a problem that way. These engines had flown before, all three of them, one of them on 3 missions, one of them on 4 missions, the other on 4 missions. Perhaps something happened to an engine. Another possibility, perhaps there was a problem in the fuel line connecting the tank to the shuttle Challenger. Maybe something happened there. Another problem, perhaps it was one of the struts, one of the connectors holding that big tank onto the shuttle. Maybe that was the problem. Another possibility, a puncture in the tank. That tank, again, extremely thin-skinned, the orange tank. Maybe there was a hole, maybe there was a leak, who knows. The only other possibility, and I'm sure there are millions more, the only other possibility I've heard discussed was that one of those boosters, one of those white crayon-like structures on the side, those big Roman candles, perhaps went awry before it split off. Our evidence from the footage we've seen does not seem to indicate that. Again, we're not going to know until they do all the analysis. Well, Lynn, those are, again, just some of the theories. Well, I'm just saying, just by suggesting some of the theories, you've opened an endless range of possibilities. One of the people who's been tremendously helpful to us today joins us again.